I'm a preacher and an evangelist. I started dealing with Paraquad in '01. I joined the consumer-directed services, and it was good, because my mother started being my aide, but she was taking care of me, but she was not paid for it. See, it was a Friday on Colorado that I saw Polly Tallarico, and she said that she was a community advocate at Paraquad. That struck something in me, but I didn't know how to become one. We asked my Paraquad's caseworker about programs, and I came to the men's support meeting. I saw Andrew Lackey, and I knew he was the one that I needed to talk to from Polly Tallarico. I started coming to the community advocates meetings in July of '07. But before I started, I was talking to my church's secretary about what I was getting ready to start, and she told me that will lead greater things for me, and it was a part of my calling. Being an advocate comes natural to me because it is a part of my calling, and I like helping people. I used to worry about what people were saying about me, and I used to think that they shouldn't be saying those things. The people were saying those things were disabled, but a lot of times, when people criticize other people, that they don't feel good about themselves somewhere in their life. Paraquad has strengthened the call that is on my life to be an advocate.
My name is Sandra Self, and I was a math teacher for 25 years and have retired. My life changed when I needed to go into a nursing home. I was in a nursing home a total of 9 years. The first couple years, I did need to be there. When I first went in, I came directly from the hospital. They had to remove 90% of my stomach because of bleeding ulcers. As I got stronger and could do stuff for myself, they really, other than, washing your clothes or fixing your food or whatever, they really didn't do anything for me. I did everything else for myself. I just became more restless, and especially thinking, am I going to be here the rest of my life? And not knowing any way that I could get out. I heard about Paraquad. I happened to overhear someone talking. They were down near my room or whatever, and I happened to be in hearing distance, and heard something about money available to help you get out. Well, I became all ears at that point, and asked if I could speak to her when she was finished. And she came and talked to me and explained to me, how they would help me. She mentioned that there was a state program that was called Money Follows the Person. Hearing about it, it was like manna from heaven kind of thing, that there is someone out there that can help people in the same situation I'm in. Because you don't know. Until I heard that, I felt like I'd be there in the nursing home the rest of my life. Working with Paraquad, they go with you to get the basics for what you need to be on your own. Paraquad comes in and lets you know there's an alternative, that there is, in fact, something you can do about it.
My name is Miles Brothers. I'm 27 years old. When I was 20, I was a victim of violent crime. I acquired a gunshot wound, suffered a traumatic brain injury. It left me paralyzed and right side weak. Before my injury, I had graduated high school. I was just trying to find myself, really. I did work like Burger King. I worked at Burger King from the time I was like 16 to maybe 18. I just hung out with my friends, some family, floating around. Just whatever came, I would do. I did like a lot of partying. Life for me after my injury, it was like one of the lowest points of my, well, for me, it was one of the lowest points for me. I was just depressed, didn't want to be seen. I just lost my confidence. Like, 'cause I went from being totally independent, doing whatever I wanted to do, whenever I wanted, to just 100% dependent on needing help with everything I did, basically. Like, first came out of my coma, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. I have use of my left hand now, but I couldn't even move my left hand. It had to come along eventually. So the transition was hard for me in the beginning. And like I said, I was depressed for the most part, just thinking, well, like, why me? I had already been connected with Paraquad through when I originally got injured, to where I could get someone to come in and do things for me that I couldn't do for myself. I mean, since I had already had their services for home health care, I knew that they were a good service. So I started exploring more things with Paraquad, and I was introduced to the health and wellness program, which is an exercise program. I got into the Living Well Young Adult program, which is like I would say it's a social group for individuals with disabilities. And for the most part, it gives the people that in the program a sense of a social life. When I started the group, I found that it was possible that I could get my own apartment, and like that's something I didn't know if I didn't go to the Paraquad Living Well Young Adult group. I think organizations such as Paraquad is important because it gives individuals a sense of hopeness. Not only a sense of hopeness, but it's like a placement, like you belong here. That you're not just wasting your space, or you are an able-bodied person. Just they put whatever you have to use, and let you know that you can do something, and they work with you till that goal is met.